Well, hello everybody, it's Nina. I'm so happy you're joining me today because I have 3 Miss You cards that I think you're going to really have fun creating as much as I have, because these cards all feature products from the new Simon Says Stamp September card kit. I love everything that is in this kit, and all of them pair perfectly together to make Miss You cards. Cards that you can send to somebody that you really wish you could see in person, and you can't. So a card is a great way to bring a smile to not only your face as you create, but also to the person who's getting the card when they get it in the mail. Let's jump in. I'm going to start first by creating the Slimline card that I made. This pattern paper with the map was just something that really popped for me when I opened up the card kit, and I thought that this heart trail would work perfectly to create a portion of the map where it looks like there are 2 people, the hearts representing the people, and a trail in between them. And I thought that would look perfect on the map with a sentiment saying how much I miss you. So I'm going to start by stamping the heart trail onto my pattern paper using Simon Says Stamp Schoolhouse Red ink. Before I take the stamp off the MISTI and my paper out, I'm going to re-stamp that a second time with some clear embossing ink. This way I can heat emboss some clear embossing powder over top of the hearts to create a dimensional stamped image, but also it's going to intensify that red ink very nicely. So I put my panel onto a slimline sized card, which is about 8.5 by 3.5, and then I white heat embossed a sentiment onto some black cardstock and popped that up along the right hand side of the card, and I left it at that. I really wanted the hearts to be the main focal point of this card, so I didn't want to add anything else that was going to distract from those hearts. Now let's jump into another card. There are some adorable pattern papers in this kit besides the map, and I loved these paper airplanes. The Sending Smiles die in the kit also has the outline, so I'm going to use that to cut the outline from the pattern paper, and then I'll glue this onto my A2 sized card, which is made from some ivory cardstock. Taking the word die from the Sending Smiles die set, I'm going to cut this from some doll pink cardstock, which is in the kit, 3 times, and then glue all 3 of those together to create a stacked sentiment. This will make my sentiment a little bit higher in depth from the rest of the card because the pattern paper is going to get glued straight down onto my card. So this stacked die is really going to add just a slight bit of dimension to the finished card. After I've glued all the pieces together, I'll go ahead and glue that into the outline shape that I die cut into the pattern paper. I also die cut a little yellow heart, and I'll glue that into the center portion of the Sending Smiles die set because that heart is actually going to get cut out when you cut the Sending Smiles sentiment, and it's a great way to embellish one of the open areas of this die. Now, if you're a subscriber to Simon Says Stamps card kits, in a previous kit, which was the Home Sweet Home kit, there was this stamp set that had a paper airplane in it, and I love this paper airplane. I thought it would look so cool on my card, so I stamped it and added it onto my finished card here, and that really intensifies those paper airplanes and adds a little bit more dimension. You'll also notice there we have a visual triangle going on here between the paper airplane, the yellow heart, and the sentiment that I added underneath the Sending Smiles greeting. That's a little design tip that really helps finish off your card. You want to be able to create a visual triangle where 3 elements can create a triangular shape on your card, and that really creates a nice bit of balance. The odd number also helps with that too. Alright, we are just about done, but we've got one more card to create, and I loved these adorable mini envelopes. These are from Vicki Boutin's Let's Wander collection, and the pattern papers in the kit are too. I love these mini envelopes so much, I wanted to use 3 of them on my card to create a stacked visual focal point. On my card base, I'm going to go ahead and cover that with some pattern paper from the card kit. After I've covered that, I'll add a white panel over top of that as well, and you'll notice this is slightly smaller width-wise than the card itself. My little envelopes I'll adhere down onto the card with a little bit of tape runner, and before I press them down fully, I'll make sure I have the placement perfectly aligned for each envelope before pushing down completely. That way it gives me a little bit of wiggle room to play around with the placement. I also added a sentiment from the Just Miss You stamp set, and I pulled out these little tiny hearts and glued them onto the front of each of the envelopes. And I think this is such a great way to add some personalization to your card, because you know why? Inside each of these little envelopes are an adorable little mini note. And on that mini note, you can write a personalized greeting to the recipient. And the best part is, this card has 3 envelopes on it. So you can add 3 individual notes into each of the little envelopes for the person to find. And I think that is so cool. I think that's a great way to add a little bit of special finishing touch to your card and make the recipient feel like they're extra special, because you know they are. All right, so that completes the 3 cards that I've created today with the Simon Says Stamp Just Miss You September 2020 card kit. I had so much fun making all these cards. This kit has such a great color palette to it and some really fun pieces. So I think you're going to have a lot of fun creating with this kit as much as I have. I hope you'll stop by my blog if you want additional information on each of the cards, including the still pictures and products used. If you enjoyed today's video, please give this video a big thumbs up, and you can also subscribe for more inspiration from me. I will be back again very soon with more to share, but until next time, I hope you have a very wonderful day. Bye!